Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today we're going to go over everything that's new in Apex Season 2. The map has gone through a complete overhaul. There's giant dinosaurs, there's small dinosaurs, there's dinosaurs that steal your dead teammates. It's pretty crazy. There's a lot of cool new meta to the game, and I want to get into every single little detail and every little new thing that you'll want to know about. First, I've got a quick word from my sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Ubisoft, and they just sent me an awesome thing in the mail. I opened it up to reveal a giant 1800s era crate filled with the collector's edition for Anno 1800, a really badass strategy game that I've been playing on stream recently, trying to get better at it, which is good because it also came with a letter in addition to the game and art book and all the other cool contents. And anyone who's an Anno 1800 player or fan should pay attention here because the letter reads, "We need you, Level Cap. The Anno 1800 Battle of Ages is upon us. Are you ready? You'll go head to head against Fly Daily in a winner-takes-all battle. It won't be easy. You'll need guts, strategic planning, and real-time decision-making to overcome the challenge you'll face, and you can't do it alone. You'll need a loyal fan to stand by your side and be your partner in this 2v2 battle. But first, they must prove themselves worthy. You get to choose a fan to be your partner. For the chance to join your team, your fans must do the following. First, play Anno 1800 and build the most impressive city possible. Second, take a picture of the most creative or cool looking picture of your built city. Third, reply to my tweet linked in the video description with the picture of their city and the hashtag Anno 1800 Level Cap. 4. City pictures must be shared by the 13th of July to enter. I'll then pick my favorite city picture and the fan who created it to play with me. Together, we will battle our opponent for ultimate glory and a $1,000 cash prize. Not too shabby. If you win, your fan will also take home a canvas of their in-game city entry. For more information, visit the link in the video description. Sounds pretty darn cool, right? Now, I love Fly Daily. I've played with him before. He's a great guy, but until this competition is over, he is my sworn enemy. And I'm going to need one of you guys who is good at Anno 1800 to come and, well, let's be honest, do most of the carrying in this battle. I'm practicing, I'm trying to get good, but I need someone out there with some serious Anno 1800 skills. So build an awesome city, submit it to the link below, check the description for more details on how to do so. And if you don't already own the game, it is on sale in the Ubisoft store. Buy it now, check the link in the video description. Alright, now back to Apex Legends Season 2. Let's go over the map changes. At first glance, the map changes don't seem that extreme, but several areas, notably the river area, have gotten a pretty dramatic overhaul. There are more modern style buildings placed throughout the map. Players can expect a higher density of loot in areas that were previously fairly barren. That said, it's not like they overloaded the map with loot. It's just allegedly more evenly distributed than before, though I have seen some people complaining about the loot table. I'm sure it'll take a little getting used to. The new structures offer more vertical gameplay for the most part. A nitpick of the wood buildings found on the map is that you can easily get shot through some of the cracks in the wood. The new buildings still give attackers plenty of angles to attack from, but because they're more uniform structures, it's easier to avoid holes and such. Overall, the map is pretty different from how it was before. There's a lot of new buildings, spots, and areas to learn. It's not like the map is totally different, but it's been changed enough to feel new and interesting, and just about every area has something that you might have not seen before. And of course, we can't address the map changes without talking about the elephant in the room, or the giant dinosaur looking thing in the room. This is like the biggest monster I've ever seen. Well, there's a couple of them actually. And in fact, they're here because of the big in-game event that caused all the map changes. The destruction of the repulsor tower has let the wildlife of Apex loose in the arena. The two massive leviathans that were previously roaming the perimeter of the map are now smack in the center of it. Of course, we had to try landing on them, and it seems that it's either difficult or impossible to do. It doesn't instantly kill you. I thought it'd be funny if there's like weapons in the mouth of it or something, but you know, I think that'd be taking it a little far. They also stomp during matches, which is kind of crazy. It's hard to predict when it's going to happen, and any player can get caught under them and they will get downed. Now, what about some of the less ridiculously huge creatures? There's flyers. Small dragons roaming the map can actually pick up death boxes and fly away with them. So if you're waiting to pick up your teammates' tags, you might want to do it quickly. What's interesting though is that shooting them will make them actually drop the box, giving you some interesting opportunities to bait players or grab extra loot. They can also be found in cages throughout the map. Also, what's really cool is that if you hear one of these caged flyers making a lot of noise, that likely means that there's enemy players nearby. Seems like they're taking a page out of the Hunt Showdown book, another pseudo battle royale type game that uses a lot of environmental triggers to locate your enemies. It's kind of cool, and I'm happy to see other games using those techniques. Now let's talk about the new legend for Season 2, Wattson. She's actually supposedly responsible for helping design the arena itself and potentially responsible for the perimeter going down and all these wildlife creatures flooding in. She's an interesting character, one of the few defensive legends in Apex. Her passive ability, Spark of Genius, makes ultimate accelerants fully charge her ultimate in a single use. Her ultimate ability allows you to place an interception pylon that basically defeats incoming ordnance. So if somebody's calling in an artillery strike, you can place one of these down and defend against it, and it'll even stop grenades and other things like that. They also seem to remain in play until destroyed by an enemy team, and she has the ability to place up to 3 of them down at a time. So if you stack ultimate accelerants, you could potentially defend an entire building with 3 of these devices. They also recharge your shields if you're close by, and they'll make her tactical ability recharge faster as well. And her tactical ability, called Perimeter Security, lets you place electrical fences that damage and slow enemies. And so you can basically kind of protect off certain doors and stuff like that, trying to either box people into an area or box people out of an area. She's basically set up to defend certain areas. Not as useful out in the wild, but if you're in a building, which there are many new ones of in the map, you can set up some pretty key defensive points. She's an interesting hero, and there's clearly a lot of nuanced meta to her playstyle, and I'm sure a lot of cool little secrets that are going to pop up about what you can do with her tactical abilities. But she definitely plays best when you're in an organized party that is willing to stay in a location and defend. If you're playing with a group that just wants to constantly run and gun, she might not be as useful. Now, there's a new weapon, the L-Star EMG. This is a classic from the Titanfall games. It's only available in airdrops, but it absolutely melts people. Going for airdrops is much more worthwhile than ever. That said, it also has a limited ammo supply and can't be refilled anywhere on the map, and the high rate of fire means you'll go through the ammo quickly. So, it'll kill people very quickly, but there's a trade-off to it. New attachments. There are 3 new attachments that have been added to the game. The Disruptor rounds hop up, boost damage against shielded targets with the Alternator and the RE45, giving these weapons more potency. The Hammer Point rounds hop up boost the damage to unshielded targets with the P2020 and the Mozambique. So basically, you could have an anti-shield and anti-health setup to 1-2 punch your opponents with some of the lesser popular weapons in the game right now. So they're going to become more popular. Finally, energy weapons get extended mags. They are compatible with the Havoc, Triple Take, and Devotion. Those weapons have their base mag size reduced to balance things out. Higher tiers of the extended mags also reduces reload time. Then there's also a whole bunch of balance changes. The Flatline, the P2020, Triple Take, Alternator, and the Kraber have all received buffs. The Flatline now does 19 damage per shot, up from 16. The P2020 goes from 12 to 13 damage per shot. The Alternator gets a bump from 13 to 15 damage per shot. The Kraber gets more damage per shot, increased headshot and leg multipliers, but is now less common. Finally, the Triple Take with a precision choke takes 0.4 seconds less time to charge. Gibraltar and Caustic's fortified passive abilities have been buffed from a 10% damage reduction to a 15%. They're also immune to slow effects from weapons fire. Meanwhile, Wraith, Lifeline, and Pathfinder now have a passive called Low Profile that increases incoming damage by 5%. While several legends got minor balance tweaks, Mirages are probably the biggest. He can now cancel his ultimate cloak ability instead of being stuck in it the entire duration. Previously, his ultimate left players totally exposed to enemy fire as he's unable to shoot when cloaked. When it comes to the UI, there's a new stats page that tracks your stats across all legends. It tracks total wins, kills, damage, and more. That said, it's still a work in progress. Some stats are either tracking improperly or only started tracking with the launch of Season 2. When it comes to bug fixes, there's also been a ton of quality improvements and bug fixes. Nothing major stands out, but they're linked below if you want to go through them. That basically wraps it up for all the changes in Apex Legends Season 2. Get back into the game, try it out for yourself, let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.